I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, people? How you doing? I mean, I like doing that because I really like it. I don't know. I started doing it and I can't get out of it because it's really cool. But we have an amazing filmmaker today, right here on the show. The owner of Solaris Filmworks, as well as the director, I think, or somewhere
Yeah,
along that lines of a
that's right.
film. And we're gonna be talking about that today. Welcome to the show, brother. How you doing? And now I'm gonna make sure I say your name right, but I'm just gonna say Mr. Smith.
Yeah, Deronte Smith. Yeah,
Deronte. Okay, good.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
Welcome to the show.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I wrote, directed, and produced the film, and executive produced. I mean, put my own money behind it. So there you go.
I know what executive. So most people don't know what executive means.
Yeah,
It means they put that money in there.
yeah. You have some equity in it, equity stake, because a lot of times people don't realize, especially when you first start out, these filmmakers have these big aspirations and they think, oh, I'm gonna go and get $1 million and 2 and 3 and 5 and $20 million for a movie. But I'm gonna tell you something, until you show that you can do it yourself and you show that you're willing to put your own money behind where your mouth is, guess what? Most people are not willing to take that risk. So that's my advice to filmmakers. Like, get in position to where you can do that yourself.
Now, I have a person that was on the show not too long ago, and they did a very, very popular film, something that brought in millions and millions of dollars. And you know what they did it with?
iPhone. Yep.
Yes,
Yep. Oh yeah.
iPhone. hmm I was thinking about it.
So let me tell you
I
something.
haven't done it yet, but tell me about that.
Here's the thing, right?
Mhm.
And I literally just got off the phone with I have a production team, right? They're actually they're in Pakistan, right? So I have assembled a team that's in Pakistan. They're actually working on my daughter's show. So my daughter has a podcast called All Things Madison, and we've gotten interest from streamers to actually make it into a streaming format. So in other words, video, right? So it's it'll be just a regular little kids TV show, a 30-minute show. But it was so expensive to produce here that I had to go outside of the country and get the people to actually make this thing happen, which was a lot of work to make that happen. But I said that to say that a lot of what we shot for her podcast, now being made for video, a lot of it was shot on an iPhone 13 Pro Max, right? And the reason why is what you have to learn is it's not so much just the equipment itself as it is the lighting, right? So you take if you take a filmmaker that understands lighting composition, they understand framing, you can get a lot done with little resources or smaller resources now that you may not have been able to pull off just 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah, definitely. A lot of people are afraid of this too because they don't know a lot about it. Okay, you say lighting, okay, but when it comes to lighting, what is the basic amount, like the least amount of lighting that you can literally work with to make it decent enough?
Well, okay, so it depends on what you're doing. So this is my advice, right? If you're talking about a movie or you're talking about a scene, right? So movies are made of scenes, right?
Right.
So a scene is nothing more than 3 pages, 5 pages, 7 or 8 pages of script, right? That's shot in a particular location, which is generally a room, right? That's your scene. If you're talking about a scene, what you have to understand is you don't want to light the whole room. Lighting the entire room is expensive, right? And most people don't have the budget for it. So what you do is you light in sections. So you might light a corner of a room, right? So then if you're a writer, then you're writing to think, okay, I need to write so that those actors are in that corner of the room. Therefore, you can light the room, right? You can light that specific space. And then what you do, if you're working with the low budget, my advice is to get 2 ring lights, to get 2 LED ring lights, probably the 18-inch, right? And then that way you've got the ability to, to turn them up, turn them down. And then I would just get, it's called light dampener, which is basically, it's just like this little cloth thing you put over the ring lights. And then that allows you to get a softer look with the light, right? So then therefore it doesn't look so harsh, you see? So those are just some simple techniques. But one of the things I learned early on is, and I took a course from Guy's name is Dove Simmons. He has a great course, which is when you start out, you basically want to make nothing more. If you're talking about a movie, if you're talking about a TV series, a web series, or something like that, you want to keep it as simple as possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to basically make what's technically a stage play, right? Meaning that you don't want to go outside of maybe one or possibly two locations, because the more locations that you have, the more setups that you have, the more everything changes, right? The more it gets outside of your control. So when you're doing it the first time, your objective is to get it finished, right? So then if you get it finished, then you go through that whole learning process of what it took to get your first thing done. Then you can build upon that.
Wow. That, you know, and that's great advice for all of you filmmakers and people who want to do video streaming and things like that. Definitely take that into consideration. Start small.
Yeah, with streaming's a bit different. Streaming, you want to have the light keyed on your face, right? So like right now, I see you have the light in front of you, lights keyed on your face. You want to have a backlight so you don't look two-dimensional, right? So you have a backlight in the back. So you have your light keyed on your face, backlight in the back, and then you're pretty much good to go, you know, for streaming. So yeah,
definitely. And it took me a while to learn that, you know.
Yeah.
It took me a while to learn that, but I mean, you know, and it also takes you a while to actually get things together. I kind of tried a lot of different things, and I finally settled on what I have now, and it wasn't expensive at all. Expensive at all.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you know, I think the biggest thing is probably fear. You know, most people just, you know, they're afraid of messing up, or they think you have to have all this expensive equipment. I'm gonna tell you something. We shot Prosper. So my movie Prosper, digress for a second. It just came out. Yeah, it just came out. It was re-released. Okay, so it's re-released about a week and a half ago. Right. So what that means is we shot the movie in 2012. It took us 2 years to get it finished. Right. So 2014 was when it was finished. And then actually, technically it's 2015, but it's when it was finished. And then we got picked up to go to the Cannes Film Market. So Cannes Film Festival Film Market, they're concurrent. They run concurrently, right? It got into 6 countries, then came back, and I got a distribution deal with a national distributor, studio. It's a movie chain called Studio Movie Grill. And they gave us a release in 7 states in 36 cities it was a 3-week run. And at that time, it's in October, right? So, you know, Halloween month. And we were running up against, what's the name of that movie? Annabelle, the first one, right? So when Annabelle first came out, and it outperformed Annabelle, which is a major film, major budget. It outperformed Annabelle in like probably, I want to say 8 or 9 of the markets that it was in, you know? So that was really kind of what got us, you know, kind of got the whole ball rolling, you know? Fast forward, last year, I had an opportunity to re-release it. So the way I work is I'm really knowledgeable about contracts and stuff like that. So when I signed my original contract, I made sure that if there were performance guarantees, so if it wasn't performing, then I would get my rights back, right? So it's not performing, it's sitting dormant for 2 years, I get my rights back, right? In other words, you're not doing anything to help me make money, right? So
exactly.
so I was able to get my rights back. So then then after that, we got a new distributor. Now we got this new release. The movie's out, it's back out, it's doing good. But I said all that to say that when we shot Prosper, we shot on 3 DSLR cameras. So a DSLR camera is nothing more than, you know, those like the Sonys, you know, the Sony the Mach, I think ours is a Mach 7, the Canon cameras, you know, those kinds of cameras, right? Now, granted, we shot with really high-end lenses, but the cameras themselves weren't expensive. I mean, you could get that core, you know, the core camera for probably $500 or $600.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I mean, what do I have? It's a Valero sonar. So it's like the lowest of the 4Ks.
Yeah.
And that works fine for me.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so yeah, so I mean, you know, again, I think the big thing is to filmmakers, I try to make a point of is like, or even people that are aspiring to be filmmakers, get some professionals involved,
Definitely.
Spend a little bit of money, or get what you can afford, to get some professionals involved, even if it's students. If you're brand new to it, get some students involved that understand what they're doing and know what they're doing, or that kind of thing. And then you can go for it, because then you've got people that understand the techniques and the technical behind it.
Did you always wanted to do this? You always wanted to be a filmmaker, a producer, executive producer, make your own movies?
No, I started out as a writer.
What?
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm a writer. That's first and foremost.
Okay.
So what happened was, when I was young, my parents split up, and I think I was like probably 9 or 10 years old. They split up, and I found myself, drifting into writing. Now, here's the other thing. My mom was a preacher. So back in that day, this is back in that time, this is before Facebook and all this other stuff, right? This is before, what is it? PlayStation, all the other stuff they have now, right? This is back when I think Atari was just beginning, right? Remember Pac-Man and all, like that was my day, right? I think I'm older than you, So
wait, hold on a second. Hold a second. Wait, stop. How old are you?
I'm pushing on 50.
Me too.
Yeah, you don't look it. You don't look it.
I am. Yes.
So you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
72, baby, right here.
73. There you go.
I'm older than you now. See.
Yeah. So I try to explain this to my daughter, right? So I got a 10-year-old, and trying to explain to her that cell phones didn't exist. No. None of the stuff you see on TV existed. There were like eight channels or something, right?
And everything went off at midnight.
Yeah,
with the allegiance.
That's right. And you get the bars on the screen.
Yeah, and then the bars.
Yeah, the bars. So trying to explain this to her or anybody that's like under 30 is like, they don't get it. So, but back during that time, and then my mom being a preacher, right? She was a Pentecostal preacher. So I don't know if you know anything about Pentecostal or religion, but I mean, that's like the strictest of strict. So my dad moved out. There was no TV in the house, zero, none. So as a 10-year-old, you pretty much stuck. I mean, what do I do? So like, it kind of forced me to, kind of explore my writing. And I was really good at it, so I could create these worlds and these, these fictional places and characters and all this other stuff, and realized really, really quickly, I was really, really good at it. Fast forward, I went to college. I started out studying podiatry. I wanted to be a podiatrist, right? Yeah, foot doctor. Well, so here's the thing. My cousin was coach for, he's the head coach for Minnesota Gophers, right? And so I was talking with him loosely about trying to get into their program and all this and that and other. So he's like, yeah, go through the program and, get your degree, and I'll see if I can get you in, this, that, and other. I got in my probably my second semester. I was like, nah, this ain't for me, man. No, all this science stuff, no, it's not for me. So I gravitated to what I was good at, which is writing. Got my degree in English creative writing, and it just bloomed and blossomed from there. And that's my first love. My first love is story. I come back to story every single time. My first love is story. So you asked me how I got into directing or producing. It was by default.
Yeah.
Because it depends on the kind of writer you are, right? So I have a type A personality. So I prefer things be done a certain way, and I'm kind of a perfectionist. Yeah. So if I can't hand it off to you. If it's my baby, my creation, I hand it off to you, and we're not seeing eye to eye on the vision, right? So then what does that mean? That means I have to be involved. Well, then now you got the other side of it. You go to pass it off to a studio. I've had this happen at least twice. Go to pass it off to a studio. And guess what happens? They come back, they're either going to cut you out of your own project, right? They're going to bring in other writers, right? So just because they have the money, they can do this, And I said, I swear to you, I kid you not, there was an offer that I got from a studio for $450,000 for a script that I had written, right? But my objective in writing the whole thing was to create opportunity for myself. Well, the guy that brought it to me was like, hey, man, they're going to take you off. You're not going to get a writer's credit. You're not going to get to produce your film. You're not going to get to direct your film. What you're going to get is a story by credit, right? On my own movie, they're going to pay me $450,000 to basically walk away. And then they said, well, This gets you in the game. And the next time, see, that's that BS. Next time, you don't even know if there's going to be a next time, right? So I had a hard conversation.
Come
yeah.
on.
Yeah. I mean, I had a hard.
This thing goes on to make millions and millions of dollars, and all you got was 450,000. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you. So I had a hard conversation with my wife about it.
Buy your copyright? No.
No, they own it. I mean, yeah, they would own it. So I had a hard conversation with my wife, and she was like, you know what? I believe in you. If you have one interested, you'll have others. Just keep doing it your way, you know? So anyway, that's just to give you a peek behind the curtains of what happens. But for me, that's the reason why, you know, if it's my own thing, I generally am a lot more involved than probably most writers.
Yeah, I must be a type A too.
Yeah.
Because I want to be in there. I'm like, no. What you gonna do? No, we ain't having that. Nope.
Well, that's like an Issa Rae, or that's like Issa Rae or Ava DuVernay or something like that. You know, Shonda Rhimes. They're all like that. You know, so you being a female, it's really, honestly, it's really a good time to be a Black female in this industry, in this space, because everything is going on with DEI and all those opportunities that are opening up and being afforded to us right now.
Go. All I know is I've been doing this for a long time, and I totally agree with you. You have to believe in yourself.
Yes.
If you've been putting in all the work, don't just let someone come by and swoop it up and then take all the credit. Yeah. No, you put in a lot of work, and your wife is right. If you can get one, you will get others. Don't give out. Don't give up, and don't let them buy you out for $450. They know, okay, if they're giving you $450, they're going to make millions.
That's exactly.
They're going to make millions, and then you're going to be stuck with $450 and no writing credit and no copyright. Yeah, no,
that's right. Exactly.
No. I am totally with your wife on this. Totally with your wife. So tell me, the movie you told me earlier that was dark. Tell me about the movie.
Okay, so let me tell you the origin. The origin of the movie is based on, so you're familiar with meditation, right? So there's meditation, affirmation, all that. So at the time, I was really just getting into meditation. So this is 12 years ago or so now. I was just starting getting into meditation, and there's a particular practice called Kundalini, right? Okay. So that's, breathing techniques, access to your chakras, and all this other stuff. Well, they warn you. They say, it can be kind of dangerous if you don't have a guide, right?
Right. They do warn you.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm like, I'm kind of hard headed. I'm like, I'll be all right. So I go and start practicing this Kundalini, and I kid you not, Yaya, I get so deep and lost in my own mind. Okay, she cracking up. I'm supposed to laugh, but this is terrible.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right. So
you think you're going crazy.
You think you're going crazy. Yes, you do. Yes. So I get so deep and lost in my own mind, I cannot come out of this meditation. Like, I'm talking for hours. So this is like mid-afternoon, right? It's like mid-afternoon.
It's not funny. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's all right. So it was like mid-afternoon or something, and like, I can be known, because I've been working from home for years. So I can be known to go down for a nap at, like, say 1 o'clock and get up like 1:30, 2 o'clock or something like that. Okay. My wife was like, I went down like 1 o'clock. By 3 o'clock, she's starting to get a little concerned because I'm not up. Right. Okay. That's 2 hours. By about 4 o'clock, now she's really starting to get concerned. 4 or 5 o'clock. Now you're talking about 3-4 hours. Right. Not only that, she's trying to shake me and wake me, and I won't wake up. Right. So my sister's a pharmacist. So she calls my sister. My sister's like, well, let me come over and let's make sure he's okay. So they come over. In the meantime, I'm in this dream state. I'm in this alternate reality. I kid you not, Yaya. I'm experiencing every detail of this movie, right? Like, I'm living it. I'm breathing it. I'm smelling it. I'm seeing it as much as I'm talking to you right now. I mean, like, literally. And I could not come out of it, right? And so at one point, I actually I'm looking around, I recognize the fact that I'm inside of an alternate reality. I recognized it. I realized it, right? And at that point, I try to start waking myself up. I'm like, okay, now I got to come out of this. Right? And so now my sisters come over. She comes over there. Now it's my sister, my wife. They're trying to figure out what's going on. My pulse is really, really low. My breathing is really shallow, and they're worried, right? So this now we're talking about we're like 6 or 7 hours in. Okay, I'm laying there like literally unconscious. They don't know what to do, right? So they're just about to call the paramedics when I finally come to myself. And what happened was I started convulsing, right? I'm convulsing because I'm trying to wake myself up, right? So now they're really panicking. So they call 911 and they're trying to figure out what to do. And the lady, I guess the lady on the phone was explaining to him that, well, if I'm still breathing, if I still have a pulse, I should be okay. But to like they should keep them on the phone. And so I'm like convulsing, trying to come out of this, this meditation, and I come out of it, and I saw the entire movie from start to finish, as if you just watched it on the big screen, right? And I'm like, and they're sitting there like, and they're freaked out, right? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man. But like, y'all not gonna believe this. So I start telling them about this movie, right? They're so freaked out, they didn't really want to hear it. So I call a couple of my buddies that are in the film business with me. I'm explaining to them, man, dude, you got to write that. So I go into, I kid you not, this all happened. I go like within 45 minutes, I go into my bedroom, which was at that time I had converted into a home office, right? I sat down, I put a sign on my door that says, do not disturb. My wife knew that when I put that on the door, don't bother me, right? And I sat down, I started writing the script for 37 hours straight. I was funky, didn't take no bath, didn't take no shower, didn't shave. I swear it's like I'm a prisoner in my own house. She bringing me food, leaving outside the door, bringing me water, leaving outside the door. You know what I'm saying? She's knocking at the door. You okay? I'm like, yeah, I just let me get this out. I'm okay. Let me get this out. So almost 2 days, right? And I banged out the entire script. Is like probably 222 pages or something like that. And I kid you not. So then I whittled it down. But that's what became Prosper. That was the origin of the movie.
My gosh. and it's so funny because like I know what you mean. You can be like thinking that you are crazy. Mm-hmm. But after that happens, you're awake.
Right.
It's like you can see things that you couldn't see before.
That's right.
You can recognize things you couldn't recognize before. Like literally, I can control my dreams now.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. That's exactly right.
I can say, look, I told one person, I said, I was flying in my dream. I was having a good dream. Yep. It was good. I was on the top of a building. I was praising, I was worshiping, and all of a sudden this dark cloud comes into my dream. I said, excuse me. And I woke up and told my husband, I said, I don't know how I did it, but I said, excuse me, I didn't invite you in here.
Right.
You need to go. Bad spirits out.
Right.
And then have to turn around and leave. And I woke up like, it was just the weirdest thing. After that happened, you're awake.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're they say your third eye, your mind's awake. Right. Okay. Now let me take it a step further. This is when it really starts to get trippy.
Uh-oh.
So
it's not trippy yet?
Oh no, we ain't started. No. So I did not research so there's what they call a chant. So okay, here's Prosper. Prosper is based on a 300-year-old witch or 400-year-old witch. She is the rumored daughter of one of the women of the witches of the Salem witch trial, right? Her name is Sarah Good, right? Sarah Good actually had a daughter that she was killed when when they hung Sarah, they killed the daughter, right? But she was also rumored to have had a baby. This is real life. This is real. She was rumored to have had a baby. No one ever understood what happened. Or it never came out what happened to the baby, right? Mm-hmm. So I developed a story around the baby. Okay. Oh. The baby was taken away from one of the slaves that Sarah had befriended. Okay. Sarah had taught the slave her magic. And again, this is all real life. Sarah had taught this slave her magic, right? So the slave understood and knew her magic. The slave, in my story, the slave steals the baby away and raises the baby, right? Raises the baby within the slave village, keeps her concealed, right? Because she understands that baby is at risk. As the baby grows, guess what she learns? She starts to learn she has this power The slaves become afraid of her and they expel her from the community. So at that point, she goes off on her own. What she comes to learn is every 40 to 50 years, her powers will start to wane. She'll start to age, and she has to renew her youth and her prosperity with this ritual, this sacrifice of other youth, right? So that's what Prosper is. Prosper is just a modern snapshot of her baiting these kids into a ritual that she commands this demon spirit, and the spirit sucks the life out of each one of these 20-something-year-olds that participate in this ritual. That's what Prosper is. This is a really dark film. Yeah. So
it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a chant scene, right? And during the ritual that I wrote that I did not research. What ended up happening was when we finally got to the point
you did not. No, wait. You did not.
What's that?
You didn't do it, did you?
Didn't do what?
The chant.
Oh, wait, you ain't heard it yet. So my first AD brought a guy to me who owns a home. It was the perfect principal location for our shoot. Here's the deal. The owner of the home and his wife are both practicing Wiccans. Okay. He's actually what you call a warlock, right? Which means he's higher up in the ranking, right? So when we went to the property, as it turns out, the property is actually haunted. Okay. So the property's haunted with a lady that died on the property. She fell, she broke her neck, and she bled into the dirt of the property back in the 70s, right? Her name's Mrs. Gray. So her spirit would not leave the property. So they know that everybody visits him. They know that that spirit inhabits that home, right? He warned me right before we ever shot. He's like, hey, man, you need to know a few things about the house before you guys come and shoot, because I need you to be aware. I was like, okay. Number one thing is it's going to require a blood sacrifice. What? It's going to require a blood sacrifice. He's like, I'm just forewarning you. There will be something that happens it's the house itself, the land will require blood. He said, probably won't be a lot. I can't guarantee you that, but something's going to happen. Just be prepared for it. Now, that was my reaction. I was like, okay. Second thing was, now, we were doing our table reads, right? The very first night we did our table reads, I got all my actors together, casting director named Sharon. She had an acting studio. So we were employing probably 4 or 5 of her students and the other professional actors, right? There's one actor, he's a really big actor. I'm not going to say his name. He's a really big B-list actor. You would know him, black guy. He was a part of it until we did that table read. We were doing a table read. Everything's going fine until we get to that ritual scene. Then we start reading it. The temperature in the room drops, right? It noticeably drops. It gets cooler, okay? Then all of a sudden you feel this energy in the room, right? And it became really weird. Everybody started freaking out. It became really, really weird, right? Well, Sharon, the casting director, she's got her camera. She's snapping pictures and, all this other stuff. We take a break. She comes over to Deronte. You got to see this. She starts flipping through her camera, and she showed me there was an orb hovering above the head of one of the actors in the corner of the room, right? It's visible. You can see it, right? And I kid you not, by the time we came back off of our break, we lost 3 actors. They're like, can't do it. Nope. This is too freaky. Nope, can't do it. Dipped out, including the guy I was just telling you about. He's like, nah, man, nah, bro. I don't know what you got going on here, bro, but yeah, no, I can't do this, So when I get this guy with the property, he came on as a spiritual advisor, right? Actually gave him a part in the movie because he was that good, right? So I was like, I'll coach you, man. I'll direct you through. It's a short scene. You're so authentic. I want you in this movie. So he actually has a role in the movie. His name's George, right? In the movie, his name is Eugene. Okay. So when you see in the antique shop, you see this guy, this long beard and long hair. He's the guy I'm talking about. He comes to me, says, pulls me aside. He says, Deronte, I read the script. I need to let you know something. You wrote the ritual scene a little bit too close to reality. That's like chance that we actually do, man. He's like, so what's going to happen is you're probably going to start seeing things manifest in the real world if you keep doing that. I was like, oh my God, George, you have no idea. Stuff that's been happening. He's, oh yeah. He's like, I mean, like you're literally calling spirits into this realm. He goes, and the spirits that you're calling are not nice. He's like, so I would advise you go back and rewrite that, retool that, because that's way, way too close to what we actually use. And I kid you not, man.
Oh,
we had experiences that was beyond bizarre. Beyond bizarre. We had me and Sharon were walking out of the studio one night about 10 o'clock. It was just me and her. All the students had left. All the actors had left. She's shutting up. So I'm sticking around to, help her close down. Walk to her cars. The fog was pitch dark. It was fog, you couldn't cut it with your hand. Walk her to her car. And this is what we hear. Right. And it's echoing. It's echoing off the building. Right. Then we're sitting there looking like, she's like, Deronte, you hear that? I said, yes, Sharon. Somebody's playing a joke on us. We're looking at you. Ain't nobody out there. It's just me and her. It's office park. We are the only two cars within a 1,000-foot radius, right? And I'm walking, take a couple more steps. I was like, oh man, okay. Now she's panicking. I'm trying to be cool, I'm the guy. I'm trying to be. No. It's that ain't nothing, Sharon. That's nothing. Deronte, get in the car. Get in the car, Deronte. Nope. No, I'm good. I'm good. Just look. Do me a favor. Back up and put your headlights on me though to get to my car. You know what I'm saying? She's like, why are you trying to be bold? I'm like, nah, man. Look, I'm trying to be. Nah, man. I'm good, man. I'm walking. That's what I'm hearing when I'm walking. Right. I got in my car. I started praying. I started trying to start my car. Car wouldn't start. I start praying. Look, I called my wife. I'm like, hey, baby, look here. It's gonna be a while to get home. Fog is super thick. But I need to ask you, is everything okay at the house? She's crying. Deronte, what is going on? I said, what are you talking about? She's like, the lights are flashing. She's like, I'm hearing stuff in the other room. She's like, and she was pregnant with my daughter. She's like, I'm hearing stuff in the other room. She's like, what's going on? I said, oh shoot. Well, I said, I've got some things going on over here too. So she's like, get home, just get home. I get home. She's got 2 handfuls of sage burning all through the house. Went in every corner of the house, then lit sage. Whole house stink like sage. I'm sitting like, and she ain't never done like this. I'm like, what is going on, man? So when George told me that, that's when it clicked. I was like, oh yeah, I need to make some changes, bro, because we don't want that. That was way too close to real, So what I set out to say, what happens is you see that come across in the movie. I mean, that energy, we lived it. Actors felt that, and so that's what I'm saying. When you watch this movie, I tell people the movie it will creep you out. It's not a scary movie. No, it's a creepy movie because it gets inside of your head. It makes you feel like it actually could be something real, So when you go to sleep, you're sitting there like, you got to turn the lights on.
No. Okay. Wait, stop. See, because everybody up in here that watches my show know I am the wimp of all wimps. Okay, I am the president of the wimp club. All right, I am the first wimp.
Yeah.
Okay, and I love you. Okay. Mr. Smith, I love you, but I will not be watching that movie because I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know right now. Just no.
You can't do it,
I will
huh?
have nightmares.
Oh, it gets you. Yeah,
no,
it gets you.
No. See, this is the thing. See, I was raised knowing that was true.
Right. Same here. Yep.
Okay. So when you put it in the movie and you want me to see it, no, we good. Matter of fact, I got sage. We're gonna be walking through this house in a second. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, if you guys want to brave that one, you go right ahead. You just don't think Yaya is gonna be watching that. Look, I will have nightmares for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean it's heavy. So and then the other thing is the lady that was in the house, Miss Gray, she appeared. We saw her. I've literally got a picture where she's standing. I'm directing my actors, and you can see her behind one of the actors, and she's visible. Like it's almost like translucent. She's visible, right? We were on our second or third day of our shoot. Okay, wait. Let me tell you the blood story real quick. So very first day, we are setting up. this one of the grips. He's over there working on something. And I mean, we had not even started shooting. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, man. The first take was, I think, at 8, something like that, right? All of a sudden, I hear oh, this dude had taken a box knife or something and had damn near sliced his thumb off. I'm talking about like he's cut into the white meat, okay? Dude, and they're in the front of the house and he's bleeding all over the front porch. Kid you not, blood everywhere, right? So he had to leave and he had to go and we had to take him to get stitches, right? Now that's a big deal for a little production. We know like
sacrifice he was talking
that's
about.
the blood sacrifice. But wait, so they come tell me, I'm sitting there, I'm tripping. I'm like, oh my God, we were going to shut down production before we even get started, right? I thought he was going to sue me or something. I mean, he was such a real dude. It didn't come to that. But the point is, blood was everywhere. I'm talking about he sliced deep. Blood was everywhere. He had to get like 10 stitches, right? Blood was everywhere. Here's the thing. Before we could get to clean it up, the blood was gone. The house, the ground had absorbed, had soaked up every drop of that blood, like to a point where it was almost untraceable. I'm not kidding you. I'm dead serious.
Oh my God.
Dead serious. And after that, dude comes over to me and says, well, there's your blood sacrifice. You good to go now. I was like, wow. He's, you good to go now? No, don't worry. He said, you'll get your production done. I can't promise you that you will be comfortable. Now, what did he say that for? He's, oh, you're going to have some experiences. Just know that, that you have met the requirement to get your production done. What? So
no, see, okay, wait, hold on a second. I got to process this. I'm black. You black. You went in there. You went in there. You did that, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You realize we black.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
and my director of photography, he was black, right? He's a different kind of cat though.
Oh,
so here's the thing, right? So we had, I'll kid you not, we had probably, let's say we had probably 18, maybe 20 people in our crew. There was only 2 of us that were black, me and my director of photography, right? We brought on a third guy later, but he didn't last. But so check this out. So we're in for a scene like 2 days later. When for a scene, the sound engineer, sound tech, and the boom operator were joking about this, about the ghost, the spirit that lives in the house, right? They're clowning it, right? Oh man, yuck, yuck. All of a sudden, their equipment shuts down. Just goes straight off, right? But right before we're about to do the shoot. So they're messing with it, checking wires, all this crazy mess, changing batteries, nothing will work. Guy comes over to me, he says, hey man, he goes, I overheard you guys. He's like, you're gonna need them to take this seriously, man. Everybody, you need to let everyone know they need to take it seriously, which is what I took that, they took that photo of me calling the entire cast and crew together to have a conversation with them about respecting the previous owner of the home. She was there when I gave that presentation. You see her. Now, in this particular setup, in this scene, right before the shoot, I had to talk to these guys and we're literally almost fighting, right? I was like, look, man, dude says, unless you guys apologize to her, you're not going to be allowed to use your equipment. Oh no, man, we're not going to do that. It's crazy. So my director of photography, he's like, hey man, look, just do it. Just do what the dude said, man. Let's just humor us. Just do what dude said. Finally, okay, Mrs. Gray, we're gonna apologize to you. Yuck. I said, look, man, tell you what, this is what we're gonna do. Either you take it seriously or y'all can go home. Like, it's that serious for me, bro. Like, you're replaceable. All right, man. All right. Man, we didn't check the cables. We didn't check the batteries. I don't know what it is. That ain't gonna do nothing. That ain't gonna change nothing. Just do it. Okay, Mrs. Gray, we're sorry. We're gonna respect you. Blah, blah. All of the equipment came right back on. It came back on like you hit a light switch. Kid you not. And I'm not remotely kidding with you. I had one of my camera assistants to record me doing that with them just to prove that actually happened. I actually have it recorded. I have it on video.
No. No.
So this is Prosper. I'm telling you. Right? No. Now, let me tell you one last thing. Fast forward. After the movie's made, right? After the movie's made, movie's done. Listen to this. No. My my visual effects guy, he also did my sound. He died of a massive heart attack at 49 years old, dropped dead. Dude was running marathons. Dude was in perfect condition, dropped dead within about 5 years after Prosper. My casting director, 43 or 44 years old, she died. My wife died, 41 years old. My one of my actors died, and he was in his 40s. I've had either 5 or 6 people that were either a part of that production or ancillary to production die. Kid you not. This year, I started counting the bodies. I was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of people to die from being, some sort of ancillary part, direct part of that production, man. Like I said, my wife passed away. I mean, it don't get no more serious than that.
No.
Yeah.
And so are you remarried now or?
Oh, no, not yet. No, it's me and my daughter. Yeah. She passed away. My daughter had just turned 3. And yeah, I mean, I can't sit there and say that it was because of the movie, but what I'm saying is just certain, like I said, we're spiritual people, right? And sometimes you just start adding things up and you're like, a bit too.
See, that's why I'm staying away from that.
Few too many coincidences. You know what I mean? So
no, I'm sorry, Mr. Smith, but no, we you hear that? No, that's what that alarms go off in my brain. No.
So
I'm sure it's a great movie. We're gonna have the trailer a little bit later on, so you guys can see the trailer and all that stuff. And that's great. But Yaya will not be watching that movie. I love you, Miss whatever her name is.
Miss Gray.
Miss Gray, we good. We good. I'll leave you alone.
So you get it. That's why I say when I try to explain to people, it's really experiential, because when you watch this movie, you feel it. Like you literally feel it. Like it's baked into it. It's like, you can see some things and you just like, that's so fake, or that's nah, man. You watch this, you just like, it gets under your skin, No.
See, y'all. Okay, so let me. Okay, I'm gonna do this. You ready? You guys watch the movie and let me know what you think. Because I'm definitely like, okay, I'm sure it's a great movie, but Yaya's a chicken. She's I'm a wuss. I'm too scared to watch it.
Yeah.
It's only because and you should know why I'm too scared to watch it, because I literally, and I can't really go into detail on camera, and I'm not, but just to tell you the truth, the experiences I've had, I am not watching this movie. I'm not gonna do it. I'm too scared. You have got me scared. You guys like scary movies and freaky movies and all that stuff. This is the movie you got to go see.
Oh yeah.
You got this one right here, right there. That's the movie. You got to go see it. I'm not.
Yeah.
But you can tell me all about it. We're going to have the trailer in a second. Oh my gosh, Mr. Smith, you have dug into a hole of just a bunch of stuff. My condolences to you for your wife. I know it's been a while. It's been 7 years, right?
7 years. That's right. Yep.
Wow. Well, she had the bright picture. She had the sage all over the house. I don't blame her.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I'll tell people is, and let me say one other thing too, which is a bit of a sidebar, but because of that movie, it really set me up. It did what I needed it to do, right? We made it on a little bit small budget, but it created opportunities. Like you just heard me say earlier, like these other people, they want to buy your stuff and then not give me, any credit for it. Well, what it did is it put me in a position to where now in Atlanta, Atlanta is a home for a hotbed for, movie production and, and all that, TV shows and all that. Now, really, I think it surpassed LA for like 2 or 3 years in a row, but that said, now I have relationship with studios here locally, right? That are major production houses. I've got relationship with other co-producing partners. And then I've got access to distributors that are now these streaming platforms and like Netflix and all these different streamers, right? Both domestically and internationally. People don't understand your money, really? outside the US, your money is really international, you know? So that's the thing that it's afforded me. So at the beginning of the year, actually in December, I had an opportunity to come on as what's called a producer's rep, right? Which is essentially where I'm able to take, other people's content and help them get it distributed, help them get it on platforms. Nice. And now I can be a blessing to other people. So to your point, nice. You take something that can have such a negative connotation or a negative, impact on people and try to give it a positive spin. That was my thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm not about just putting some evil out into the world or this or that. Let me find a way to channel that and create something good and something positive out of it. So since, beginning of the year, I've helped, 3 or 4 different filmmakers get their projects on platforms and, start making money off their stuff. And that's the kind of thing that I want to bring home to, to your listening audience to say, look, yes, go watch the movie. I mean, I've given you this backstory about the movie. I understand, but go check out the movie because I'm here to promote the movie, obviously, right? To pause for a second, the movie's called Prosper, right? So you can go on any of your streaming platforms, with the exception of Netflix, not on Netflix yet, but any of your streaming platforms where you can rent the movie, download the movie, you can find it there. It came out a week and a half ago. Prosper, Prosper, Prosper. That said, I want to let people know that they can reach out to me. I'm open. I'm a guy that you can talk to and get real advice. And some of the stuff, like I try to provide, free advice, to be honest with you. I can't, of course, obviously can't do it all the time, but like I have a podcast called The Expert Process, right? So if you just look up The Expert Process podcast, it's on all the platforms. I think there's 31 or 32 episodes now, but you can listen to all these other different people that are in the film industry. There are film professionals that are directors, there are producers, there are film festival heads. They're giving all this great advice to people that either want to get in the business, they're in the business, they're kind of stuck, or whatever the case. And that's free. That's free information. There's no charge for that. You know what I mean? So I try to explain that to people. That's free information. Take it a step further. If they need to go beyond that and they want to reach me, they can just go to my URL, my website, which is theexpertprocess.com, right? So it's theexpertprocess.com. And then they can reach out to me. They'll see my entire backstory. And then you can reach out to me there, So I try to be accessible to people,
That's good. That's good. Well, Mr. Smith, you scared me. You did it. I am completely and utterly afraid of that movie. And I'm sure that people love that. And I need you to go ahead and introduce your trailer. Hold on a second. We're going to have all of his information in the description box below so that you can definitely contact the Expert Process, right? Am I right?
Yes, it's the expertprocess.com is the website. Okay. I'll give my email too. It's smith.deronte@gmail. So that's smith.deronte, DERONTE @gmail.com. So that way they can reach out to me directly if they like. But like I say, I try to explain to people, there's, what they always say, there's no, there's no dumb question. The truth is we all start from somewhere. We have to learn, right? And the thing is, I say, people took time to teach me, people took time to help me up, people took time to give me a helping hand. So, why would I be like that to someone else who has an interest? Because you never know where that person's going to go, man. You just never know.
You just don't know. You don't. And with that said, here is the trailer for Prosper. Whew.
Freeze! Drop the gun! I said drop the gun, young lady! Can you tell us what happened? Did you do this? No. Let's start from the beginning.
See that?
Damn.
Right. I'm Sam, and this is my boy D.
Do you believe in a higher power?
Hey, I like your outfit. Sort of like a witch.
It is.
If you step foot into that house, you may never return to talk about it.
Your brother died in a tragic house fire almost 2 years ago. There's a way you can speak with him again,
These are primal forces not to be messed with.
Hello, world. This is your boy, Leo Mendez, and this right here is The Gang.
Sorry, guys.
So you really gonna leave?
If anyone else would like to leave, now is the time. I am daughter to the Illuminati.
If you're watching this, we're probably dead.
I did to be different. I did.